What do, folks? I hope you're treating yourselves well, and of course others. My name is Claire, and this is a channel where we like to do tarot readings. Today, near future advice and what's going on around you, what you should be aware of. Thought those things could be fun for now. I was about to say tantalizing, but let us get it. Your card. I love the back of your deck as well. It's this tiger. And it's so vivid. I just love the colors of it. You could have good weather coming up or be going somewhere with good weather with the intent of enjoying it. Queen of Cups. And my favorite part about this card is the hammerhead sharks on it. They are so sweet. Hammerhead sharks, my favorite. You could definitely be going somewhere to enjoy beach, nicer things, weather, that sort of whatnots. It could be a spur of the moment, or that could be helpful for you to recharge. I think nature is very necessary in your life. It's necessary for everyone, but you actually engage with nature and maybe have been putting it off for a second. There's a need for you to kind of go where you can and recharge. Delve a little deeper. It might just make you feel better or less high-strung for some reason, or maybe it just will be fun. Maybe you'll run into someone or something of that sort, or maybe you're gonna go with someone. It could be fun if you need like ideas to do stuff. Look towards the outdoors. I think it will be very fruitful, beneficial, fun. Enjoy. Fun and fresh. Three of Wands. Okay. Three of Wands. We're very future oriented. You could be having more, I'm hearing enlisted, but entitled conversations. I think there's conversations that take you making them yours in certain ways. You speaking what you are able to in a situation. The Four of Pentacles. I think there is a need. Maybe someone is testing you with their direction. It's almost like someone has something to say otherwise to what you're currently trying to do, but with that, I think you guys could maybe come together and come to an agreement for some reason. I'm looking at the Scorpion, and the Four of Pentacles is about being a little over controlling, and the Scorpion has a tendency to be very scary because its tail just kind of gets you. A reason to not snap, even if you don't see the merit in not blowing up on a person, place, or thing. There's a delving deeper within. It's like if you eat the rage that you've been feeling a little bit towards the situation, it will alchemize into love or humor in some way. You might get a funny story out of it, or a way to alleviate it in comedy or some other fashion that is more desirable. It's like almost if you don't act out, the future will grant you access to it. Sort of feel. The Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's just a really strong need for you to hold your ground and understand where that lies. I think maybe in a job application, or someone might be saying some things about you that are not so on par with your actual character. Maybe it has, like, people from the past are trying to just talk about you in whatever way that they can just to dignify that they know you. It's almost like, you know how people talk shit about something, or people just to act like they know about it. It's that feeling, and it's doity. It's not fun. I was about to say sour, but my favorite joke on this channel is we love to be something sour. So sour is not a derogatory term. But there's people that want to bring you down, because it's almost like you're in a mood as of lately that is like, okay, you can do what you want, but I'm going to defend myself in the ways that I know I can and not internalize whatever malice or aggression is coming towards me. It's almost like you have the ability to take aggressive nature of people and just kind of be like, well, this is about to be a hilarious story, or I'm about to alchemize this situation into my benefit always. King of Pentacles, or the King of Cups, and I'm so thrown off, I have to like cover up. He's naked. He is ass naked. And I think there's a sense of like you being like, and what? You're in people's faces almost with your ability just to continuously be strong in there. I feel like I'm just like, bam, hitting you in the face with this card. But the King of Cups, and he's extremely naked. He's got an owl on one of his hands and then a cup in another. I think that there is like, you're sturdy and immovable, and that's more annoying than if you were to lash out. Like if you stood the test of time by just continuing to stand your ground, if you can just hold your own, be like, I have the right to not endure this, but I'm not going to move that step further and retaliate or continue on this cycle of just fog. It's not for you, and you don't want to be caught up in whatever people are dealing with. The Five of Swords, yeah. It's like you will prolong the annoying streak if you prolong it. It's just as simple as that. It's like, if you want to continue to fight, then fight. But if you want this to pass and go on its way, this is just a period of chaos that is what it is. For as simple as that. And I think that people can say what they want, but you've always proven like it. I think there's a lot of scenarios where you can see that people see your resilience, your shine, and it gets only more profound in their face with time, honestly. And the cards keep on sticking to my arm, so it's almost like you're going to become more in people's faces just by holding your own ground. It's like you don't even need to be doing all that to show up in people's arenas and faces and homes. It's like you're about to show up in a lot of ways, in their minds, in their actual physical forms, or people are about to have to watch you in a lot of ways. And it's not because you are trying to make them do it, or it's not like you're trying to force people into your life or paying attention to you. The High Priestess, you are just that. You are just a beacon of difference and indifference. I think that your approach to things is what people were not expecting, therefore throwing a wrench in all of it, making them having to adjust in ways that they didn't have to before, because they can't lash out on you. You can't, if you're just absorbing the hits, then there's nothing left. It's just, it ends there. If you're not going to fight, then there's no battle. So I think this person is also having to change because they are just thrown off by your radiance and resilience. And I think a lot of people are, honestly. I think that the people that care for you and the people that don't care for you, or both, are just kind of like in awe, just studying you. So with that, you gotta know I love you. Pile 2, hello, hi, what it do? What's going on around you? This is near future advice and what could be looming. What's going on? Your pile, okay, whatever. Your pile, King of Coins. This deck is the Disney villains, and it is so silly. I love it so much. King of Coins, a need for you to stand up for yourself and relay something, because I think you'll be standing up for a situation that you aren't realizing the potential of. It's not that you aren't realizing it out of haste or negligence. I think that this situation is kind of tricksy in a way that you aren't supposed to know what's going on unless you make the right decisions. You aren't going to have a way of foresight through this, and that's the test for right now. A need for you to stand up for a situation. It's almost like you speaking a piece in something is standing up for it, dignifying its further motion. And I think you're, in a way, kind of learning to step into a zhuzh or a gig of standing up for other people, which will be kind of beneficial for your future. The King of Swords. Yeah, a lot of things are dragging, taking you down. When if you were to assert your dominance in certain ways of hobby, I think there's something where you need to assign your focus more frequently, or you need to be more dead set on a certain topic so you can get a lot of knowledge on it, so therefore you can be an activist and or someone who knows a lot about it so they can speak on it really fluently or well. The King of Swords in reverse makes me think that you have been pushed to a lot of limits and you have a lot of ideas, but right now, because they are pent up, they are emotional, whereas you need to convey them in a dignified, more mechanical way when you speak to people. The Two of Cups, the love that you have for your community, yourself, you have a lot of pride, which it's not tainted in any way. It's almost like the pride is a armor for you. It keeps people from overstepping boundaries. You have defined your own boundaries in a lot of ways, but I think you're keeping something to yourself. You're keeping yourself to yourself. And with that, it's becoming a ball of rage and emotion, whereas this energy that you are dealing with internally that is causing a lot of mischief and chaos inside of you, if you were to focus that outwards, it would be almost lethal towards your causes. You're very profound. You're very smart. Queen of Coins in reverse. A need for you to stock up on certain things that I'm not saying hoarding, but you could need to, if there's like a sale or if you're observing something, a change in something, you need to stock up on a certain item in your life that is going to be, I think it's going to be hard for you might be on the move in the near future, or something about you need to have access to it quickly because you're going to need to replenish it quickly. There is a strong need for you to wisen up about your assets or cut off any unnecessary spending right now, because it's not like you're going to be losing money. I think you're about to be investing in certain things, and even though it will come to you, money might become more of a squeeze than you're used to, or it might become tighter than you're used to, and therefore becoming a little bit of a burden or stressing you out, but it doesn't need to. It's just, the ebb and flow of things. I think you've almost been depleted financially or physically in some way, that you understand that sometimes it takes getting depleted to refill completely. The Nine of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I think you are wanting to revisit locations. Maybe you're going to go see family for some reason or another that might not be so unsafe. This is the Nine of Cups, but it was in reverse. So you might be needing to talk to family more frequently about something, be more communicative about something in your family, maybe communicate with your family members more frequently, or about something this week, maybe travel plans or seeing them, just communicate in general. They have something to tell you, or if you were to communicate, they would relay something to you that would be beneficial. There's a need for you, if you have some sort of like family ties that are kind of strained in some way, form or fashion, maybe make moves towards alleviating that in some way, or looking into alleviating that aspect. Oh, I had like 2 cards in my lap just out of nowhere. Okay. And I think you've gotten 2 king cards. So you've gotten 3 of the 4 kings. And this one was the King of Wands. You being more social, maybe in situations that arise that are similar to the past. It's almost like you could be getting back out into places from your past, or doing something similar from that, and in a different way. You're maneuvering it in a different way, which will be refreshing for you. I think that maybe the company you keep is different, so you're approaching it differently because of that, or just you're kind of just rolling through nostalgia, or it's a sense of warmth but movement, like, which is a weird thing to say. 5, 6, 7 of Wands. Defensive. 7 of Wands is a defensive card. Let's get a clarifier for that. Judgment. Okay. So I think you might be having to be around people from your past, or re-engage with people that are from your past, but you are encouraged to kind of brush it off your shoulders, or just be as normal as you possibly can figure in that situation. It's a matter of you have a tendency to wear your heart on your sleeve, or act awkward in situations where you're kind of like, what's going on? I think there's a need for you to just kind of be like calm as a cucumber. I wanted to say chill. There's a need for you to approach situations, and maybe you'll do that because you are going at it differently, but yeah, it's a matter of you are going back into situations. They might be a little unfamiliar, so maybe that will help you approach them differently too. There's just a thing that you're moving through situations and they're a little uncanny, a little different, but also familiar in some way, which is interesting. Judgment is these things are coming back around because they were supposed to in some way, form, or fashion. I think it'll make sense when they happen, but you're going to be like, okay, this seems like a completion of this cycle, or I don't know. It's good and weird, but it's going to be good and weird. All right. I hope that's helpful. But with that, you gotta know I love you. Pile 3, lovely of you to join us today. I'm so thrilled you're here. You got the 2 of Swords, which dignifies not having to make a hard decision. Maybe someone made a decision for you. It might not have been really what you wanted, but it ended a cycle, or it made it so that you no longer have the authority in the situation. Kind of stings, but I think to have a concrete answer is ultimately a place to start. And you might have been kind of floating through the abyss in the ether of just like, what is happening? What's about to happen? How is this going to end or begin, start? What's going on? I think there was a lot of confusion, and just to have a definite answer at this point is all you can really vie for, I guess. The 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. Trudging along. For sure. You're taking things one day at a time. There's a need for health regimens. You need to drink a lot more water. Focus on eating vegetables and fruit if you are able and or willing to do so. I think that could be really helpful this week. They're replenishing your psyche, yourself physically as well. I think just the most you can kind of restart is the better for you at this point, because the 9 of Pentacles, you're so close. It kind of makes me feel like you're in a space that is almost jaded and or depleted. Apathy is very strong within this arena, but the Nine of Pentacles, you're slowly on your path, no doubt. No doubt you are. The Four of Wands, and so soon too. It's almost like the second that you are alleviated of something so hurtful, you kind of take on the idea of, okay, now I actually have to be in control again. It's almost like you were giving your power to something else or someone else for so long, and that person was too deranged or out of their element. The Knight of Swords in reverse. This person couldn't step up to the plate, and so now you are having to assess a situation that is only yours. Like, there's no other variables, and now you have to just kind of deal with what you're having to deal with, because someone couldn't come in, but they wanted to. The Four of Wands was recognized between you and this person. It was. They see, it's like a soulmate connection, a turbulent journey ahead connection thing, but you are having to realize that these possibilities were ripped out of your hands in haste and malice. It was degradation. Someone did not take the strength that they could have applied to the situation, and they turned it into a horror show, a nightmare. Oh, the betrayals. Yes, the Seven of Wands. And I think you almost knew it was coming, but were hoping for change. And it's that thing where it's like you get into a situation, you're hoping the person will change, and you're like, okay, well, that was a fallacy. Why did I think that someone would change this drastically? Did I even want someone? Like, it's almost you wanted someone, and it was so blurry what was right and wrong about the situation that you would have dealt with a lot of meandering, just negative headspace. This person was getting to you and making you walk that wire. Eight of Pentacles. So get back to your space, get back to taking care of yourself. I think you could have, maybe you have a tendency to overwork yourself or overdo certain things when you are feeling out of control in other aspects of your life. Assigning the control that you want to feel in healthy ways would be very beneficial this week. I think if you have a tendency to display your emotions, you should. Justice in reverse. I think you should display your emotions and I think that you are capable of doing this because you kind of been through a lot. Justice in reverse. I think that if you were to display your emotions in the non-angry way that you have taken on before, it's almost like maybe you have chosen anger in so many situations. If you were to just show your sadness, make your peace, you would be relieved of the situation so quickly if you were just to naturally go through the emotions in whatever way that you want to, whatever way that you can, that you know is beneficial to your psyche. Like, it's not going to, you're not trying to make a point to other people. If you can go through some sort of emotions without trying to convey a point to other people, you know you're doing it for you and you alone. I think that could be very helpful, even if you do it out loud. If you do it in a social way or in a social media way, if you can make it yours and make it nice, this could be really satisfying for you in the future. I think maybe having got it out of your system would be healthy, but also people will see your health journey and appreciate that, and maybe even take on the roles that you're being observed in a way that's almost teaching others. So you wouldn't want to act out of your character in this time that is so necessary for you to show what kind of person you are. The Justice card, I keep on looking at it. It's just like you're so emotionally inclined in a beneficial way. The Tower in reverse. It's like you've dealt with all these things in your life that have led up to your soundness, and you're not feeling depleted or crazy or anything because you didn't do anything wrong in the situation. You had the Justice in reverse. It's almost like you were dealing with misjustice because people were trying to hurt you. And the Tower in reverse too. Yeah, these things are kind of like, miss me with that shit. Like, for real. Like, I'm not, just go away, dude. You don't want the irritation anymore. And that's kind of what is the whole point of this. You're moving forward, and you're moving forward swiftly into a more sound, love derivative lifestyle. I think that people are going to be way more attracted to this emotionally available aspect of you, because it's like, if you show your emotions and go through them naturally and nice, then people are going to be like, wow, that person actually, I connect with that person in certain ways, and it makes me want to be like them, or even not be like them, but, you know, be around for that sort of thing. And I think you are coming into a space where you are supposed to be on display. The Sun in reverse. Yeah, I think for so long you've hid yourself, or you've given away your power to other people out of trying to put yourself in boxes or fill certain voids for people. It's like you are acting out of a certain way. You were doing things hoping that people would approve of them or not disapprove of you. I don't think you were try hard or anything of that nature, but it's just, you were giving your power away because you were hoping that people would something would change if you acted differently in certain ways. But now your natural self is coming through. It's shining through. And I think it's because of all of the hard things you've had to deal with. You've spent the time to recover from the past. I wanted to say, like, the ancient hurt, the things that are so far away from you. And the Sun, you're about to start blazing. Like, people, it's going to be hard to not see your growth. It's going to be hard to not observe how happy you are in the future. I think that it's all coming to fruition in a way that you're about to be so satisfied that you're not going to observe. If you have things that you can observe right now that make you uncomfortable, nothing of that sort will exist in the future. It will be purely your design in your favor. Even if you have the hurts and the downfalls, just like life provides for everyone, I think that you will have a sense of nurture. People will want to be there for you, and you will have the more reliable you are to yourself, the more reliable things are going to be coming in for you and staying and sticking and becoming a facet in your life. So with that, you gotta know I love you.